Electricity of daily life. In today, we are surrounded by technology, innovation and happiness. Electricity is one of the greatest technological innovations of mankind. It has now become a part of our daily life and one cannot think of a world without electricity. Electricity is now an important part of homes and industries. Almost all the devices at homes, businesses and industries are running because of electricity. Use of the electricity depends on the place where it is used and the nature of the facility. Let's look more in details. At home, electricity is required to run your appliances at home efficiently. For example, lighting, TV, refrigerator, AC, fan, electric oven, electric stoves, laptops and lots more. At industry, industries use a very large share of energy for provide their services or products. They are refrigeration, ventilation, lighting, space cooling, office equipment, computers and related equipment, space heating, cooking, water heating, other miscellaneous uses combined. In traveling, today a vast number of traveling medium like the electric train, aeroplanes, electrical cars and even electric rickshaw are running on electricity. In medical facility, medical sector is considering the place where you find continuous flow of electricity 24 hours 7 days in whole year. Lights, X-ray machine, ECG and other devices work on electricity. Thank you for watching my video. So please comment, like and subscribe.
Okay, my dear students, Assalamu alaikum to everyone and very good morning to all of you. Today I am going to take your class of science of business studies section, and today I am going to discuss the part of this subject physics, and today my topic is electricity in our daily life. Electricity in our daily life. What topics that I am going to, what are the contents that I am going to discuss with you today? I am going to write it on the board, so please everybody write it on your copy. Contents are electricity, then how electricity is measured, then we discuss electric circuit, different components of electric circuit, different components of electric circuit, then different kinds of electric circuit, electric circuit, then source of electricity, then how electric appliances are connected in an electric circuit, appliances are connected, or electric devices, you can write electric devices are connected in an electric circuit. These are the main contents that I am going to discuss today. So I repeat the contents again. Electricity, how electricity is measured, then electric circuit, different components of electric circuit and their symbols, different kinds of electric circuit, and how do we get energy in an electric circuit, I mean source of electricity, then how electric devices are connected in an electric circuit, and then I'll discuss house wiring, house electrification, house electrification, house or home electrification. These are the very basic topics. These are the very basic topics to use electricity in our daily life, because so many electric devices that we use in our houses. So how the devices are connected, how these devices are operated, electric bulb, electric fan, electric oven, AC, then freeze, TV, mobile phone. These are all the devices we use every day in our life. So electricity is very important. So I'll discuss so many things in this chapter, but today I'm going to discuss on these topics. So I think all of you have finished writing the topics. Gradually I will discuss one after another. So okay, let us first discuss electricity. Charge is the carrier of electricity. When charge passes through any conductor, when charge passes through any conductor, I am drawing a conductor. When charge passes through any conductor, electrons are the charges passing through any conductor. Then how many charges passing through per unit time is called electricity. So the flow of electricity is denoted by I. So how many charges passes through per unit time? Charge passes through per unit time is called electricity. Charge passing through per unit time is called electricity. So in time t, charge passing dq. So in unit time, charge passing q by t. Unit of charge is coulomb and unit of time is second. So coulomb per second is the unit of electricity. It is also known as, if 1 coulomb charge, if 1 coulomb charge passes through in 1 second through a conductor, then we say 1 ampere. 1 ampere. So 1 ampere current is there. If 1 coulomb charge passes through a conductor in 1 second, then it is called 1 ampere. Okay. So the first one, electricity, I think you got the idea. What is electricity? Charge passing through per unit time is called electricity. In time t, charge passing through the conductor is q. So in unit time, charge passing through the conductor is q by t. This is called electricity. Its unit is coulomb per second. we also express it by ampere. If 1 coulomb charge passes through in 1 second, then it is called 1 ampere. Now you have to know what is when electricity will pass through a conductor. You know, flow of electric current is very much similar to the flow of water. If there is a height difference of water of two levels, then water will flow from higher position to lower position. Similarly, when there is a difference of electric pressure is also called electric potential. If there is a difference of electric pressure between 2 points, then electricity will flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. Okay, now try to understand what is electric pressure. When we switch on to carry electricity through a conductor, then at first we have to know what is the difference in electric pressure between 2 points of a conductor. In this diagram, you are observing 2 points A and B, and this time the flow of current is shown by the positive charges. At point A, electric pressure is very high, and at point B, electric pressure is low. So there is a electric pressure difference, and this electric pressure is known as electric potential. So when there is a electric potential difference between 2 points, then electricity will flow from higher potential to lower potential. So A, in this diagram, at A, potential is VA, which is greater than potential at B, VB. Let the potential difference be VA minus VB equals to V. So if the potential difference increases, then the flow of current increases. If the potential difference is decreases, then the flow of current is decreases. Again, the property of the material also opposes the flow of electric current, which is called resistance. So potential difference, if the potential difference increases, flow of current increases. If the resistance increases, flow of current decreases. That's why we express flow of electric current I equals to V by R. If the resistance is R, then we write like resistance is R and the potential difference is V. Resistance, which opposes the flow of current, is R, and potential difference is V. Then flow of current I equals to V by R. I equals to V by R. If the potential difference increases, flow of current will increase. If the resistance increases, then the flow of current will decrease. This potential difference is known as electric pressure. Electric pressure. Potential difference is also called electric pressure. Potential difference means electric pressure. So, if there is electric pressure between 2 points, then electricity will flow. And electricity always flows from higher potential to lower potential. But electrons move in opposite direction. Motion of electron in opposite direction, because electron always wants to go to the positive end, and positive charge goes from higher potential to lower potential. So this is the direction of the electrons, but the direction of the flow of current is similar to the positive charge. So positive charge moving in this direction, which is the direction of the flow of electric current, but electron moves in opposite direction. This is the convention, you know. So we got a very important relation, I equals to V by R for the flow of electric current. Now to continue the flow of electric current, we need a continuous path of flow of electric current, which is called electric circuit. So let us discuss electric circuit and the components of electric circuits. Okay. Now let us discuss electric circuit. The complete path of flow of electric current. The complete path of The complete closed path of flow of electric current is called electric circuit. The complete closed path of electric current is called electric circuit. So in this diagram you find an electric circuit where so many devices are connected. A means there is an emitter, V means there is a voltmeter. Emitter is a device which can measure flow of electric current, and V is the voltmeter which can measure the potential difference across a device. There is an electric bulb. There are some other devices, like for electric bulb I write here V1, other two electric devices like D1, D2, and then here you see, here the flow of electric current starts, and then finally it is passing through so many devices, and these are the switch, and finally it terminates at the negative end of the battery. This is the complete path of flow of electric current. If there is any break in the path of flow of current, then electricity will not pass through that device. I mean the circuit will be incomplete. That's why we must build a complete circuit. A complete closed path of flow of electric current is called electric circuit. There are so many types of electric circuits. Gradually I will discuss all the kinds of electric circuit. First we have to know what are the devices we normally use to construct an electric circuit. Okay, so I will also tell you the name of the devices and their symbols. Let us write the name of the devices and their symbols. Now look at the diagram. I write in the left side name of the devices, and in the right side their symbols. Okay, their symbols. So first one is cell or battery. You see two vertical lines, one is positive, another is negative, and there are so many cells in a battery. Then we write the second diagram, and then a conducting wire, a straight line. The wire may be connected or not connected. So if it is connected one with another, then it is shown by cross, but if it is not connected, then we write it's overlapping symbol. Okay, then switch K or S. For switch we use symbol K or S. Okay, now the other devices that we use in the electric circuit, resistance, it's a zigzag line, it's a fixed resistance. If the resistance is variable, then there is an arrow mark in the zigzag line. Then for emitter A, for voltmeter V, and for electric bulb B, and for galvanometer G. Emitter is a device which measures the flow of electric current in any branch or the total current of the circuit, and voltmeter is a device which can measure the potential difference across any device or even the whole potential difference of the circuit. And electric bulb you know, and the galvanometer is a device which may be used as an emitter and a voltmeter, which is responsible to show any existence of electric current in an electric circuit. So these are the main components of an electric circuit. Okay, now I am going to show you different kinds of electric circuit. So series circuit, first one, series circuit. If the electric devices are connected one after another in such a way so that same electric current passes through all the devices. If the devices in this diagram V1, V2, V3, V4 are connected one after another in such a way, so the same current will pass through all the devices. Same current is passing through all the devices. Then the electric circuit is called series circuit. So there is a single switch operates all the devices. There is no alternative way. So same current will pass through all the devices. This kind of electric circuit is called series circuit. Same current will pass through all devices. Same current will pass through in all devices. In this way, the devices are connected one after another. Then the circuit is called series circuit. Let us discuss about parallel circuit. Now, look at this diagram. In this diagram, the electric bulbs B1, B2, B3 are connected in such a way so that they can be operated by individual switch. So different current will pass through the electric devices, but all of they are connected across the same potential difference. Like in between points A and B, the potential difference or battery is connected, and so they have the same potential difference between A and B, but flow of current will be different. If their resistances are different, then the flow of current will be different. This type of electric circuit is called parallel circuit. So in this circuit, potential difference across all the devices are equal. Potential difference across all devices are equal. Potential difference across all devices are equal. If the devices are connected in such a way that all the ends of the devices are connected at a common point and the other ends of the device are connected at another common point, so their potential will remain same, but the flow of current may be different because of their different resistances. Okay, like for B1 resistance is R1, for B2 resistance is R2, for B3 resistance is R3. So since their resistance are different but potential difference same, so the flow of current will be different. This type of circuit is called parallel circuit. So do you understand the point? So in parallel circuit, potential difference across all devices are equal. That's why the flow of current will be different and they can be operated by individual switch. Okay, the total current is divided into the individual branches. The total current I is the sum of the all current passing through all the devices. So I1, I3, I2 and I3, sum of I1, I2, I3 is equals to the total current, and finally they are again terminated to the circuit. So this type of circuit is called parallel circuit. Now you see the third one is mixed circuit. Let us discuss about mixed circuit. Now you see in this diagram, a device having resistance R is connected in series, emitter is connected in series because same current passing through A and R, but the total current again broken into three parts through R1, R2 and R3. So the flow of current across R1, R2, R3 are different. So the total current is not passing through all the devices, so they are not connected in series. Again they are not connected in parallel because the potential difference across R1, R2, R3 are not equal. That's why they are not connected in series or they are not connected in parallel, but it is a mixed circuit because R1, R2, R3 are connected in parallel, but R is connected in series in the same circuit. So in the same circuit there is a series part and a parallel part. That's why it is called a mixed circuit. This one is I1, this one is I2 and this one is I3. The total current is I. So total current passing through across R, that's why this series is a bulb, it's a series. Emitter and bulb is connected in series, but this devices bulb B1, B2, B3 are connected in parallel. So it's a mixed circuit. In the same circuit there is series part and also in parallel part. That's why it is called a mixed circuit. So maybe in a circuit there is series part and parallel part. It may be only a series circuit. It may be only a parallel circuit. It may be a mixed circuit. Now this time it is a mixed circuit. So this diagram is for a mixed circuit. Now you know, to operate every circuit we must need a source of electricity, and we get source of electricity. We get electricity from different sources like electric battery or generator, okay, or water electricity. In any way we must have a source of electricity.